Now let's start the fun part. So I'll right click on PyCharm and run it as administrator. This kind of screen will open. So I'll click on new project and I'll go to this folder. I'll create a new folder. So I'll create 50 plus Gen AI projects. I'll click OK and then again I'll click OK. Make sure that you select the base interpreter as whatever version Python version you have installed. In my case it's 3.10, so I'll keep it as is and I'll click on create. It will create a new project. Along with that, it will also create a virtual environment. The advantage of using virtual environment is that whatever installation you do in your against this project, that will remain within the boundary of this virtual environment. So for example, you have another project wherein you have some different version of some libraries. So if you install a different version for this particular project, it will not impact your other projects. So it's always a good idea to use the virtual environment. Okay, so now my project has been created. Now I need to install some of the libraries that will be required for our projects, right? We can install all the libraries all together. For that, what I'm going to do is I'll create a new folder, new directory. I'll give the name as installation. Okay, and now I create a new file inside this directory and I'll give the name as requirements.txt. Okay, I already have those libraries mentioned, so I'll just copy these libraries, and don't worry, I'll be sharing this code along with you, so you can just copy paste all these libraries. I save this file. Now what I need to do, I'll just right click here and then I'll click on open in and then terminal. It will open a terminal for me. Okay, and you see this is my virtual environment 50 plus Gen AI projects. Then I need to simply write a command pip install -r and then file name requirements.txt and I'll click enter. It will start installing all these libraries, right, that is required for executing our project or running our project. Okay, so my PyTorch is also installed. So from the installation perspective, we are good. Now let's start with our actual project. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to create another folder, and since our first project is related to text summarization, so I'll create a directory and I'll give it a name like test summarization. Okay, and inside text summarization I'll add a file and give it a name text summary.py. okay, so my new file has been created. Now in this file we are going to create our own project, right? So first we'll have to import some of the libraries that is required for, such as Gradio or Transformer, those libraries, or PyTorch, those is required for us to build our project. So let me quickly import that. So let's import some of the required libraries. I'll start with importing Torch. Then I'll import Gradio. Okay, now I'll go back to my Hugging Face, and if you remember I talked about this transformer, so I'll click here, and for this project I'll be using pipeline. So I'll copy this code and I'll paste it in this file. The only one parameter that I'm going to add over here is torch dtype, and I'll set it as torch.bfloat16. So this particular parameter basically compress the model without degrading the performance. So it's always a good idea to use this parameter. Okay. So we are almost done. Let's try to run it and see how it looks, whether it is working fine or not. So I'll just click on run button, and we'll have to wait for some time for Gradio to run. So as you can see, our Gradio URL has already been created. So, and then I'll click here. As you can see, now you can see the summary. I have my project details, what this project is all about. Then I have my description, and then when I copy and paste the same text, or maybe you can try with a different text as well, it will work. It will summarize whatever text you will provide. So I'll again copy this and then enter over here. I'll click on submit, and in some time it will give you the summarized text, right? So this is our first project. Now in our second project, what we are going to do is we will be extending this functionality or this code, whatever we have written, to create a real world application. So in this application, we'll be first writing a code to extract the content from the YouTube video. Then we'll pass that context to our model to summarize the text whatever we have received from our YouTube video. Okay, so this is the second project we are going to do. Okay, so this is the text that has been summarized, text that has been generated, and you can see this is completely different than what we had here, but obviously it has summarized everything whatever we have provided in our input text. Okay,